These are the plaintiffs, Dave Szabo and Lee Polonsky. Dave says he and Lee rented an apartment from the defendant, and the defendant promised it would be ready. But when they went to move in, there were 1,200 cockroaches in the place. There was no working toilet. They told him they weren't going to move in. Now the guy, for some unknown reason, won't return their money. So they're suing for the $1,550 they're owed. This is the defendant, Ray Kovitis. He says the plaintiffs were supposed to have a third guy live with them, but he backed out, and that's when they told him they couldn't any longer afford to live in the place. They wanted him to return their money, but he told them they signed a lease. That's when they called him a cheat and told him they'd see him in court, and he said go for it because he never loses. Let's see if he's right. He's accused of being a rotten renter. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $450 for remaining rent owed.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Dave Szabo and Lee Polonsky?
Yep.
Okay. You are suing Ray Kovitis for $1,550. You say you are out because he unreasonably refuses to return rent money that you gave him for an apartment you were going to rent. You have a counterclaim against him for $450 for the rest of the rent for that month that you say they were short. All right, gentlemen, what happened?
Well, on December 13th, Lee Polonsky, he went down to the apartment to check it out. Everything looked decent, what we were looking for. The price was in the right spot. And
what was the price?
At the time, the rent was...
It was $1,350.
Yes.
Okay.
So he...
Who was going to live there?
It was going to be Lee, myself, and we had a third person, Felipe.
Okay, so you were each going to pay $400 and some. All right.
So we all went back to the apartment. Lee brought Felipe and I back so that we could check it out. And it looked okay. It was still a little messy. We opened the refrigerator. It was actually filled with cockroaches. Ray tried to have us keep the refrigerator and said he would clean it, but we turned it down and we all agreed that he'd get a new one.
Okay.
We went back on the 22nd, and Ray had kind of pushed us into signing this lease.
How did he push you into signing a lease?
He said that he needed some incentive to know that we were actually going to go through with it, and he had people lined up for the apartment.
How's that pushing you? Yeah, he's got to figure out who's renting the place.
We told him that we didn't want to sign the lease that day.
Then don't. Did you sign the lease that day?
We
Yes,
did.
we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
How old are you?
26.
Okay, put your big boy pants on when you sign a contract. It's not somebody pushing you into it. It's you deciding, oh, I really want it. I don't want to lose it to the other people. And so you sign it. So, but what went wrong? Something went wrong.
Well, what went wrong was on that day, Felipe wasn't with us to sign the lease. So it was just Lee and I that signed it. Felipe had backed out of the apartment. So
Why?
he just said he changed his mind and didn't want to do it. I think it was something about the commute to work for him was too much.
Right.
So what had happened was we went and spoke to Ray on the 30th.
Cut you off, sorry.
Go ahead, that's all right.
So on the 22nd, we signed the lease, and we were prepared to have just the two of us there. Ideally, we wanted a third person, but we weren't against having just the two of us live there. And Ray promised us to be ready.
Your rent was going to be 50% more than it was already.
Yeah.
You were prepared for that?
Yeah, it would be $600-700, but it's not unreasonable. I've paid that much before.
So you were perfectly fine with going from $450 to $600 or $700?
Not perfectly fine. We had a third person that I was talking to. He didn't see the place, but he was looking for it to move into. So we were trying to, find alternatives. We were ready to,
When do you contact him and tell him the third guy bailed?
We did that on the 30th.
So between the 22nd, when Felipe told you he wasn't going to take it, and the 30th, you're trying to find a third person?
No, Felipe had told us he wasn't going to take it. It was like the 29th. It was like the day before we spoke to Ray.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he said he was going to sign the lease and then backed out before.
Is this Felipe?
No.
No. Do you guys still talk to Felipe?
Yeah.
There's no hard feelings. But Ray promised us it would be ready on the 23rd, no later than the 24th. And then I called him pretty much
Well,
every
you weren't
single...
moving in until when? The
Well,
first?
Well, we signed the lease that day under the agreement that he would have it ready the next day. Otherwise, we wouldn't have signed the lease that day. We had to be out of...
Why would a landlord ever have it ready a week before he has to have,
Well, we told him that we had to
Wait, hold on, watch this. Did you promise to have it ready the next day?
I said that I would try to, but I would have it ready for the first.
Right, for the day that you're moving in. That would be his obligation. I'll try to have it ready sooner, but guaranteeing to you it's going to be ready the next day. What really happened?
That's the only reason that we signed the lease that day, so that it would be ready on the 23rd.
Is that in the lease, what you just said?
No, it's not.
Okay, so go ahead.
So he did tell us that he wasn't going to chase us down for Felipe's portion of the rent, and at the end of the month, that'd be the end of it. Like, we would just be there for that month. So we were under the impression that, we already given him the money. We had the receipt for the rent, the portions of the rent that Lee and I paid. And we thought we were just going to be there for a month for the $900 and then
You
be
were going to
out.
move in just for a month?
Yeah, well, we paid $900, so we figured
Yeah.
we'd be living there, at least.
Okay.
We said, then this is going to be our final month. This first month is our final one. And we
Right,
have
but
a
then
month-to-month lease.
for you to move in, you have to pay another $450.
He told us it would be $900. He
said
said,
you wouldn't-
I won't chase you down for the rest of the rent.
No, okay, hold on a second. Not chasing you down for the rest of the rent, if you guys go off into the sunset, is different than letting you move in without you paying the $450.
He didn't make it clear at all. The way I took it is that he wasn't going. He said, "Okay, I won't cancel the lease, but you can have the place for $900. I'm going to be a nice guy. You can have it for this price for the month."
We thought we had some sympathy from him because of Felipe backing out.
What happened there on the 30th?
What happened on the 30th was they given me a call, said we needed to talk. I said, what's it about? They said, we want to meet you in person. So I said, okay. So my son and I went over there.
You the son?
Because we
Come on up.
I had agreed to replace that refrigerator with a new one. So I told my son, I said, okay, we have to do a quick superficial cleaning on the property. And then you can help me move the refrigerator out, move the new one in. Okay, so we take the old one out. And the old one, it was working, but it was dirty. And there had been cockroaches in the place before. It had been treated twice to make sure they were gone. So when we moved the refrigerator out, there was some residue underneath the refrigerator where they hibernate. So anyway, in that time period, my son is a witness, say that they said Felipe had backed out and they could not rent the property. Okay, and I said, and they wanted the money back. I said, look, if I can re-rent it as of January 1st, I'll give you the money back. If I rent it during the month, I'll prorate the rent and give you the balance after the $900. And I also said that, look, I said, I'm not going to hold, if I don't get it rented, I said, I could hold you responsible for the balance of the $450 to the $1,350. I said, but I'm not going to hold you responsible because I can absorb the loss more than you can. And he said, well, you got that right.
Okay.
Okay. Then on January 1st, they were calling me a crook and a cheat during that time period.
Wait. When did you go from crook and cheat?
No.
Yeah, how did we went from it being peaceable until...
When we were having the discussion, because I didn't give them the money, wouldn't give their $900 back, they were calling me a cheat and a crook. And I told them, I said, look, I'm not going to hold you responsible for the balance of the rent if I don't rent it. But if I do rent it, I'll give them prorated amount back. So on January 1st, they call, speak to my wife. Wife says, well, I thought you weren't coming in. And they said, no, we never said we weren't coming in. We want to move in now, but the place is not livable. And then, I don't know where that came from, but anyway.
But how were they going to move in when you were still owed the $450? Were you letting...
Right, so I said to them, I said, okay, we'll be over there right away. My wife and I went over there.
This is on the 1st of January?
On the 1st of January.
Oh, for the love of all that's
So we
holy.
went over there, and she cleaned the bathroom. I swept up the floor in the kitchen, picked up the debris, cleaning supplies and whatnot, put it in the truck, brought the new refrigerator up.
I thought you had brought the new refrigerator up on the 30th, no?
We
No.
took the old one out on the 30th.
On the 30th.
Yes.
On the 30th, and we didn't bring the new one in or do the cleaning because they said they weren't moving in.
Okay.
Now,
So now on the 1st, they're like, well, this place isn't livable.
this place is not livable.
Were they at the place?
They were at the
Did
place.
they still have the keys?
I let him keep the key because he had a couple things personal, like a desk chair, a table, a few little things.
That he'd already moved in?
That he had already put in.
Okay.
And-
Okay. How long have you been a landlord?
Quite a few years.
Okay, let's talk about everything that went wrong.
Okay.
You pick them to live there, even though they never gave, and you hand them the keys and a lease when they're still not done paying the first month's rent.
Correct.
You hand them the keys before they've even finished paying the rent for the first month.
Trying to be
You
helpful.
let them trying to be a good guy. This is crazy. You let them move stuff in before their lease begins, which could now make they slip and fall, they sue you for $1 million. All the things that you're doing that aren't like a businessman does. And then you're such a nice guy that you tell these guys, all right, I'll tell you what, I'll prorate it if I'm able to re-rent it, which of course you can't in a day, on New Year's Day. I won't sue you for the $450, which of course he has a right to because that's what you had committed to for that 1 month. And then they turn around, they sue you because you say that. Because according to them, they were going to move in for 1 month without paying the rest of the rent. Did you ever authorize to them that they could move in for 2/3 of the rent?
No.
Why is that up? Is there somebody want me to see an audio, a video?
Yes, I had gone upstairs when they were talking, and it started to get heated, so I said, I'll turn on my phone to record. So I had the whole conversation.
I love my work. Okay, let me hear it.
Granted, it was in my pocket, so it's a bit jumbled, but...
Okay, I'll take it.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Is it stupid for the landlord to give tenants keys and let them move in without signing a lease or paying even first month's rent?
Very stupid.
And why is it stupid?
Because he has no money or any type of guarantee of payment from these people.
I know, but what does he have? What does a landlord have in a situation like this?
Too much.
No. What?
He's got his stuff.
No, he's got these tenants, right? He's got people in the place, and now he needs to get out if they don't pay any money, right? I should be interviewing myself right now. He's got tenants in the apartment that he hasn't paid and hasn't gotten any money from. I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? Yeah. Right. Okay, let's go inside the courtroom.
What state are you from? New Jersey. One-party consent. Go ahead. If you did that in Florida, it'd be a felony.
Yeah, okay, because I always forgot that we're at month to month. So even at a month to month, it's 30 days notice. So this could be the 30 days notice.
Right.
Which still doesn't change January's rent.
No, that's true. That's true. I just want to be clear that we wouldn't be obligated for any further months.
Who's that? Who's that?
I am not going to go after you guys for, like I said, I'm not even going to go after you for the extra $450. Okay? So I'm already taking a beating at $450. Well, sorry, because I was looking forward to having you guys here.
We're looking forward to being here.
Who said we were looking forward to being here?
Tomorrow we can come by and get it. Couldn't hear that. It might have been me.
Bet you whatever, you still have the key, come back tomorrow, drop it off.
All right, guys. Sorry it didn't work out right.
Yeah, well, that's not your fault.
Yeah, see you.
Okay.
It's nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too.
Tell me, what part about that sounds like you're coming and moving in the next day for 2/3 of the rent, gentlemen?
We were going to be there for a month, and we weren't going to be there for...
Gentlemen, I'm going to quote you line, chapter, and verse because I am so angry at you. Show some integrity. Sometimes you got to eat the problem and not the nice guy who's being nice to you. I can't believe you took it this far. It's one thing for you to ask to have the money back, but you're actually suing him for it? When I hear in there, that's true. When he says to you, well, then you're obligated because it's a month to month. So you'd be obligated for the first month. Your response is, that's true. I just want to be clear that you're not going to be, that we're not going to be obligated for the rest of it. At that point, you're relieved to just see the $900 go and know he's not going to sue you for $450. But then, no, don't talk. Just listen. But then you got to get greedy. Then you got to get greedy with the nice guy. Later, he tells you, so just come back and drop it off tomorrow. Drop it off anytime, drop it off tomorrow. So, what do you mean drop it off tomorrow? I'm moving in tomorrow. What do you mean? There's none of that. He says, we were looking forward to having you here. Well, we were looking forward to being here. Does that sound like you're moving in the next day? And then what do? You're such trash that you come in the next day to be able to take pictures of the roaches that you know he didn't clean because you weren't moving in, for you to use it as an excuse for why you now get your money back because it wasn't ready? No, gentlemen. No.
That perspective is...
Not here, not today, not on my watch. Not only did you not get your $900 back, but that counterclaim that he has now against you, I'm going to find in his favor, and you two gentlemen owe him an additional $450. How do you like them apples? Sometimes you should just leave well enough alone. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, the plaintiff's right here, right next to me, please. Boys, you just got busted on national television.
I wouldn't call it busted. I think that wasn't too fair at all. We barely had a say in that. The evidence, we didn't have a chance to refute it. The entire audio tape was, not only completely, it wasn't completely audible for the entire thing, so you didn't get portions of the discussion. But when things were said like, I was looking forward to moving in here, living here, we were referring to something along the lines of like, for an extended period of time, as opposed to just 1 month. We didn't have a chance to say that. We didn't have a chance to present our evidence. So,
Unfortunate. All right, head right down that way. That's how it goes. That's what the losing end sounds like. And what about winning this case and winning on your countersuit?
I'm surprised it actually came to this. You know, I was trying to be a nice guy, help the kids out. I even was going to give them month-to-month rent because a lot of times the kids may not get along. Easy way to get out. Bottom line is, you know, the kids nowadays, they got to take responsibility for their actions. And it's apparent that they choose not to.
That's it from in here. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, you know, the recording laws, when you can record somebody, they vary from state to state. Some states, you need everybody's consent on the line. Other states, one person's consent on the line. You should check the law in your state before you do anything. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on their way into the courtroom right now.